how long would it take us to go to Mercury? Both scientists and space enthusiasts have long been intrigued by this query. The first planet in our solar system is Mercury. Due to its sweltering heat and lack of environment, it is also a difficult location. So how long would it take us to arrive at this difficult location? Join us as we investigate how long it may take a spacecraft to reach Mercury and discover its mysteries. A lot of concerns concerning our solar system's evolution and unique characteristics can be answered by looking at the smallest planet in the solar system. Mercury exploration is crucial for a variety of reasons. It is a special celestial body that can shed light on the early development of our solar system because it is so close to the Sun. Understanding Mercury's surface and atmosphere is one of the main goals of exploration. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, has a distinctive surface that is deeply cratered and contains signs of previous volcanic activity. Investigating this surface can reveal important details about the events that shaped our solar system's early history. Studying Mercury's magnetic field provides an additional justification for exploration. Its magnetic field is unexpectedly strong and comparable to Earth's, despite its modest size. It is believed that the planet's molten iron core is what creates this magnetic field. Understanding this magnetic field can help us understand the structure and makeup of the planet's interior. Understanding Mercury's ability to support life requires exploration of the planet as well. Despite the harsh surface conditions of Mercury, there is evidence that suggests the planet may have formerly supported liquid water. In this situation, it's probable that the planet's environment was favorable for the origin of life. Studying the possibility of life on Mercury can offer important insights on the possibility of life in other parts of the universe. In general, Mercury investigation is crucial for learning about the early development of our solar system, the processes that produced it, and the possibility of life on other planets. We can continue to solve cosmic mysteries and deepen our understanding of the world by studying this fascinating planet. We must first arrive to the planet in order to continue the exploration. A number of variables, including speed, distance, propulsion systems, and others, must be taken into account in order to determine how long it would take for humans to go to Mercury. The debates we have will be predicated on the amount of technology that humanity now possesses. The speed at which we would be moving would be the first thing to take into account. The Parker Solar Probe, the fastest spacecraft ever launched, was capable of reaching speeds of up to 430,000 kilometers per hour. Even so, it would still take us more than 4 months to arrive at Mercury at this speed. And given that Mercury is nearest to us and traveling at the fastest possible speeds, that is the case. Let's start by discussing how far it generally is from Earth. We are well aware that planets have elliptical orbits. Because every planet follows its own orbit, the distances between them may differ. There may be times when they are close together and times when they are far apart. Therefore, there is no fixed distance between Mercury and Earth. The distance between Mercury and Earth at its closest point is 28.6 million miles, and at its farthest point, it is 43.4 million miles. This large discrepancy between the closest and farthest distances is due to Mercury's eccentric orbit, which has the most eccentric orbit in our solar system with an eccentricity of 0.21. Venus has the least eccentric orbit with an eccentricity of 0.06. There are times when Mercury is in the Sun's shadow, causing the Sun, Mercury, and Earth to line up. The Sun will be in between Earth and Mercury. The farthest distance Mercury may travel to from Earth is now 138 million kilometers, 222 million kilometers. Inferior conjunction, which occurs when both planets are on the same side of the Sun, marks Mercury's closest approach to Earth. The distance between Earth and Mercury is currently 28.6 million miles due to Mercury's position between our Sun and Earth, 46.0 million kilometers. The first planet in our solar system has been the target of a number of earlier missions. With current technology, it might take us many months to reach Mercury, but there have already been a number of missions there. The Mariner 10 spacecraft, which NASA launched in 1973, made the first trip to Mercury. The Mariner 10 mission took 6 months to go to the first planet. To shorten that time, the spacecraft used Venus as a gravitational slingshot. After arriving at Mercury, the spacecraft made multiple flybys of the planet to collect information about its atmosphere and surface. The Messenger spacecraft, which was launched by NASA in 2004, was another mission to Mercury. The spacecraft used several gravitational slingshots with Earth and Venus to hasten its voyage, which took this mission a total of 6.5 years to complete. The Messenger spacecraft traveled to Mercury and positioned itself in orbit around the planet to undertake in-depth investigations of its surface and atmosphere. Before the spaceship ran out of fuel and collided with the planet's surface during this mission, it survived for more than 4 years. More recently, in 2018, the European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency launched the Bepi-Colombo mission. Currently traveling toward Mercury, this mission is scheduled to touch down there in 2025. To get there, the spacecraft is employing a combination of solar electric propulsion and gravitational interactions with Mercury, Venus, and Earth. According to considerations including the route and technology employed, prior missions to Mercury have often taken several months to several years to arrive at the planet. These missions have created the framework for upcoming efforts to explore this difficult location and have yielded useful information about the planet's surface and atmosphere. But if you stop to consider it, the prior missions and the amount of time spent on them are very different. Despite the fact that Jupiter is 10 times farther away from Earth than Mercury is, expeditions to both planets can take about the same amount of time to reach their scientific orbits. How come this is the case? In the 1970s, the Mariner 10 spacecraft of NASA traveled to the innermost planet in the solar system in just 147 days. It will take years for more recent efforts to reach Mercury, such NASA's Messenger mission in the 2000s and the European-Japanese Bepi-Colombo mission launched in 2018. They are not traveling the same route, which is the cause of this. While Mariner 10 made 3 flybys of Mercury while in orbit around the Sun, providing our first close-up view of its surface, Messenger and Bepi-Colombo were designed to enter orbit around the planet and undertake more in-depth scientific investigation over a longer period of time. The spaceship must move slowly enough in relation to Mercury's velocity in order to enter orbit around the planet and be pulled in by its gravity. It is difficult for them to slow down from their initial speed in the absence of gravity. We can employ a technique known as gravitational slingshot to shorten the time it takes a spaceship to reach Mercury. This entails accelerating the spaceship to shorten the distance it must travel by using the gravitational attraction of another planet, such Venus or Earth. For instance, it would take little over 2 months to travel to Mercury via a gravitational slingshot from Earth. The spaceship would need to be carefully maneuvered to avoid colliding with the planet it is utilizing for the slingshot, which is a disadvantage of this strategy. The amount of time it would take for the spaceship to touch down on Mercury's surface should also be taken into account. The spaceship would need to utilize its own propulsion engines to slow down and touch down on the surface of Mercury because it lacks an atmosphere, unlike Earth. This can lengthen the journey's total duration. We would need to take into account how long it would take to carry out any scientific investigations or tests once we have touched down on Mercury's surface. Any missions would need to be carefully planned and completed promptly due to the intense temperatures on Mercury in order to prevent harming the spacecraft or the technology on board. The speed of the spaceship, the utilization of gravitational slingshots, and the amount of time required for landing and performing research on the planet's surface would all affect how long it would take us to go to Mercury. However, it would still take us several months to get to Mercury and conduct any essential study, even with the quickest spaceship and the most effective path. What do you think about visiting Mercury then? What time frame is there a manned mission attempt for humanity? Any estimations? Share the video with your friends and let us know what you think in the comments below.